Hey, fellow travelers, if you are over 70 or traveling towards it and the open sea still calls your name, welcome aboard. Do you love the thrill of waking up in a new country, or the peace of looking at the horizon from your balcony, or the simple joy of chatting with fellow travelers over breakfast? You've come to the right place. It's a stage in life when you want to experience freedom and live life to the fullest. But while the brochures show sunshine and smiles, there's another side to cruising that rarely mentions hidden dangers that most seniors don't see coming. In this video, we'll uncover the top 15 dangers that can quietly turn your dream cruise into a distress call, and more importantly, how to avoid them, and how you can avoid them if you help yourself to your favorite drink. Don't forget to subscribe to Travel Vibes, where smart, happy travel starts with One, assuming Medicare has you covered at sea, it's easy to feel safe with your trusted health insurance back home. While Medicare has always been there for doctors' prescriptions and annual checkups, here's a reality check that surprises many senior cruisers. Even if you step foot on Medicare's international tier, most U.S. health plans, including Medicare, won't cover care aboard a cruise ship, even if you're a few miles offshore. That means a simple visit to the medical center for a sprained ankle, fever, or high blood pressure can cost hundreds or even thousands of bucks. And if you ever need to be transported from ship to ship, you're looking at a bill that could rival the cost of such a common occurrence in the world. Even seasoned travelers overlook this, which is why seasoned adventurer Rick Steves and AARP cruise experts consistently recommend comprehensive travel insurance, especially for guests over the age of 70. So before you put on your sun hat and sandals, make sure you've also got peace of mind by choosing a travel insurance plan that includes not only a life-saving plan to cover your current circumstances, but also emergency medical evacuation. A cruise should be about freedom and discovery, not financial stress. And when you're properly insured, that freedom feels a lot lighter. Number 2, being overly confident in your balance at sea. Now, let's talk about something that many seasoned cruisers never get around to. Your balance is what you do every day. You're moving and you feel steady on your feet. But the reality is that they can't expect you to move your body, and your body isn't expected to move. A slight breeze in calm water or a change in the current can catch you off guard, especially if you're walking on the freshly waxed deck or navigating the narrow gangway. It's easy to miss those metal thresholds in the cabin doors when you're admiring the view or chatting with a fellow guest who likes to head out after a cruise. Exploring every nook and cranny of the ship is the most common mishap for seniors on board. It's not about weakness, it's about the unexpected. That's why organizations like the CDC and travel health boards recommend packing sturdy non-slip shoes as essential cruise gear. Remember to time your time for sunset, not just for shore excursions, but for daily strolls around the ship. The dance floor or dining room will still be there waiting, and when you proceed carefully, you give yourself the gift of a completely uninterrupted cruise. 3, that doesn't underestimate the power of the sun, even on cloudy days. Cruise lovers know the feeling of stepping out onto the deck with their hair camera in hand and sea breezes. But there's a quietness here when the sun can put many seniors at risk. The gray looks gray on the ocean. UV rays bounce off everything from the white deck railing of the ocean, even your balcony table. And while clouds may give you a false sense of calm, science says otherwise. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation, up to 80% of UV rays can still penetrate cloud cover for those travelers who like to read by the pool or enjoy a good book under that umbrella. Seriously, seniors are more susceptible to sun damage and sunburn at sea, which is why dermatologists and seasoned cruisers alike swear by broad-spectrum SPF 50 lightweight UV protective clothing and wide-brimmed hats. And don't forget to enjoy those polarized sunglasses that are comfortable and soothing to your vision. Golden moments, but remember that the sun works overtime at sea, so you should be protected too, and staying sun smart will allow you to enjoy more days on deck without getting a sting. Number 4, don't forget to stay hydrated in hot climates. If you love to cruise the coast, relax on tropical ports, or just relax on a sunny deck with your feet up and eyes looking out to sea, this is your dream to turn a night into a hot weather getaway. The thing is, as we age, our body's thirst signal becomes less and less. Throw in a long walk under the sun, a salty breeze in an air-conditioned cabin, and maybe a cocktail or two, and suddenly you're more dehydrated than you think. According to the Mayo Clinic, dehydration is one of the most common causes of fatigue and confusion in the elderly, meaning that adults are more likely to have trouble getting through the day. or even need medical attention. That's why cruise doctors always recommend carrying the easiest bottle to fill up with water wherever you go, not just in port, but on the ship as well. Not just when you get thirsty, and if you're enjoying a daiquiri at the pool bar, make a tall glass of H2O on your next outing, because it's easy to overdo everything when you're out under the stars with hydration. Staying active at sea starts with a small habit, and your body will thank you for it. No. 5 medication mistakes that can ruin your trip. Packing for seasoned travelers feels like second nature to you, knowing you've got comfortable walking shoes, your sunglasses, and of course your medications. But many cruisers over 70 will easily replace their sea-safe medications or safely reach the drugstore. Reality cruise ships don't carry every prescription, and those that require refrigeration or precise timing can easily go wrong if you delay checking in carefully. Power outlets vary, and even time zones can change the rhythm of your meal schedule. That's why the CDC and Cruise Health Advisor experts strongly recommend carrying all your essential medications. Keep a copy of your prescriptions with you in case of delays, especially for controlled medications, and if any of them require special handling like insulin. Notify the cruise line in advance and talk to your cabin steward after boarding, because let's face it, you didn't cross the ocean to spend your time in the infirmary. You came to rest and relax, and a little sightseeing afterwards means you can do your best planning and enjoy the sunshine. Sea breeze without missing a beat. Number 6. Packing too much into your cruise day. If you're the type of traveler who gets excited reading the daily cruise planner, filled with trivia contests, dance classes, destination talks, and back-to-back excursions, you're not alone. Many cruise lovers are lifelong learners. But here's a roundup of the most curious. Trying to do it all can leave you too exhausted to enjoy any of it on a cruise. The real luxury isn't just the activities, it's the freedom to cut back on your days. Especially in hot weather or in back-to-back ports, fatigue can lead to a weakened immune system and even missing out on the moments you were most looking forward to, which is why, like Paul, we choose to prioritize wellness around the world. The things that truly brighten you up every day, and balance them with relaxing times, whether it's a quiet breakfast on the balcony or an afternoon nap or sitting on the deck with the ocean as your soundtrack. Relaxation doesn't waste time. That's what keeps the joy going. Sustainable travel is not a race. It's a rhythm, and they only stay with you when you find a place with me. Long after the ship's dock. Number 7 was lost in today's floating cities. Let's be honest. Modern cruise ships are much more than that, carrying over 6,000 guests, taller than the Eiffel Tower, and with more decks than most apartment buildings. If you've ever wandered into a shopping mall, imagine the seafarers enjoying themselves. It's easy to get lost in the sights of specialty restaurants or evening strolls as you navigate your way around the ship, especially after a long walk along the shore or a glass of wine with dinner. And for those of us with mild vision loss or the occasional memory lapse, navigation can be even more challenging. That's why travel experts, including the folks at Cruise Critic, recommend getting to know your TV or downloading the Cruise Lines app before you head out. Take a quick photo of your hallway decor or the nearest elevator bank to help you identify your floor. And don't hesitate to ask the staff for directions. They're there to help and are always happy to point you in the right direction. Because when you're confident in your surroundings, you feel more relaxed and more independent and ready to see everyone. Here's something that many cruisers don't realize until the day comes: that each port has a dock big enough for your ship. In these cases, you'll be boarding small boats called tenders to get to shore. They're practical, but for travelers with arthritis or limited balance, stepping onto a bobbing platform feels more like stepping on a bobbing boat than on a bobbing boat. Cruising can be especially scary when the water is a bit choppy or you're in a hurry to get to shore. But you're not alone, and you're certainly not the first to worry about it. Cruise lines like Princess and Holland America actually offer special assistance upon request. So before your itinerary is put on hold, you can find out which ports you need assistance from, such as when guests need assistance. A safe and stress-free transition is essential because your cruise is about enjoyment, not injury. And when you put safety before the scenery, every port becomes more peaceful and more accessible. Number 9. Ignoring hearing and vision limitations at sea. For passengers who love music by the pool, daily trivia and a lovely dinner with cruise ship friends sounds like a dream. But let's not forget that past hearing or vision details can be used to make a difference. Imagine missing a safety announcement because the speaker wasn't clear or struggling to read a dinner menu printed in small cursive in dim light. These little frustrations can take away from the magic of your trip if left unaddressed. The good news is that most cruise lines, like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, offer access to all types of hearing aids and printing devices. The trick is to notify them in advance or speak to guest services once on board, and don't hesitate to enlist the help of a travel companion because you deserve to see the sunset menus, clearly hear the laughter, and fully experience the joy of cruising. When we advocate for ourselves, confidence grows and your peace of mind is worth the weight you put in your stomach. Cruise food, from endless buffets to fine dining to global flavors to midnight snacks, the food is part of what makes it such a treat. And for many cruise enthusiasts, it all feels like part of the adventure. But here's a gentle reminder that your digestive system is not as adventurous as you are in trying to sit down. Cheesecake may be a thrill for the palate, but not so much for your stomach. Cruise doctors often see guests over 70 experiencing heartburn or indigestion simply because they're eating too much too quickly. That's why nutritionists at the Cleveland Clinic recommend a slow and steady approach, but try to enjoy a balanced diet, like light snacks, to enjoy your meal. Not all at once, and remember that you don't have to eat like it's your last dinner on the cruise. The second meal is always around the corner. As you let your guard down while exploring ports of call, one of the best parts of a cruise is stepping off the ship into a whole new world. New cultures, colorful markets, friendly locals. It's what every traveler dreams of, and what you relax with when you're at sea. It's easy to feel completely relaxed, but here's the thing. Scammers love holidaymakers who feel very relaxed, especially in crowded areas near ports. It's not uncommon to encounter aggressive shopkeepers or even clever pickpockets and older passengers who are often seen as kind and approachable, but can be easy targets. Security experts also recommend a few simple travel hacks for those traveling in the U.S. Only carry valuables in the ship's safe that you keep close to your body, ideally in a crossbody bag with a zipper. Skip the flashy watches and jewelry, and always be aware when a stranger suddenly seems a little too friendly, because the goal is not fear, it's freedom, and a little caution means you can enjoy every port with more confidence and trust during Y2. In today's world, staying connected feels like second nature. We check messages, track all the photos with a tap, but Wi-Fi on a cruise ship isn't always your best friend. It's often slow, expensive, and sometimes completely unavailable, especially for cruise lovers who want to stay in touch with family or reach them in the event of a medical issue. When a medical emergency can't wait to happen at home or on the ship, you want your loved ones to be able to reach you quickly. That's why smart travelers and even seasoned explorers like National Geographic Expeditions recommend some timeless tips. Share your complete itinerary before you set off. Leave a printed list of emergency contacts and consider activating Wi-Fi calling or investing in basic messaging on a scrolling screen. But can't plan for basic technology for peace of mind? A break at sea sometimes requires a little planning on land to prepare you. No, 13 by the Sea offers beautiful sunset views while ignoring emotional triggers while traveling alone. Live music and shared laughter echo through the halls. But for some travelers, especially solo seniors or those who have recently lost a partner, those moments can be unsettling when the couple is not around. Families holding hands or taking group photos can quietly tug at the heartstrings. And when you're thousands of miles from home, the endless loneliness at sea feels closer than ever. That's why mental health experts, even AARP and Silver Travel Advisors, encourage cruisers to stay away. Reflection or spiritual services, sometimes it's just a friendly conversation or a shared experience that brightens your day. And remember that you're not alone at sea unless you choose to be your next friend. Breakfast for port number May 14th be sitting with you on the packing, but when you're heading to the Caribbean or the Mediterranean, it's all about forgetting the ship. But it's nothing to you and nothing to do after all you're chasing the sun. But what many first-time and even seasoned cruisers forget is the climate of the ship's own dining room. Often heavily air-conditioned theaters can feel chilly, and even a light breeze on deck at night can catch you by surprise. Cruise lines such as Celebrity or Holland America recommend a variety of ships that recommend different things to keep people comfortable. Layers for tropical itineraries to a thin cardigan, a pair of long pants, and some comfortable socks. It can make all the difference when you're enjoying a show by the window or sipping a glass of wine, because nothing ruins a magical meal faster than shivering through dessert. And with the right gear, you can enjoy every moment from sun-drenched beaches to a beautiful evening It doesn't cost you anything to get a health checkup done. More than you think, a cruise brings excitement and sometimes a little stress before your trip, but simply trying to relieve nervous symptoms can be a risky gamble, especially for travelers over 70 who want to enjoy long days of active cruising or visit remote ports with limited medical access. Even if you feel generally well, it's important to make sure your body will get the help it needs with a quick checkup at the CAT clinic. Conditions adjust medications or give you the green light for altitude or humid locations before you pack your suitcase. Take the time to talk to your doctor about your itinerary or mention any physical challenges you're planning, such as hiking or tender transfers, because a simple check-in can mean the start of a safe, fun-filled trip and a relaxing trip home. 15 hidden dangers most seniors never see coming on a trip, and now you're one step ahead of them all. Traveling in your golden years isn't about holding back. It's about being prepared. It's about knowing the risks. It's about trusting your own wisdom and choosing happiness with both eyes open. You've earned this chapter to relax and celebrate your life the right way. Let your curiosity run wild right along with your passport, and let smart planning take you on every wave. If this video gave you clear courage or just a helpful tip, don't forget to like and subscribe to Travel Vibes, where adventure is experienced every time we travel. Now, it's your turn. Leave your favorite cruise tip in the comments until you know your next lifeline needs no one else. Smart smiles wide and chases those golden horizons.